found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word.
Listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Hey, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling about 22 after last night. I'm feeling 22 today. I'm feeling 22 from Gillespie. We have a huge show lined out for you. Brian Hartman, have you come down from that natural high last night of that victory? I started last night's Garza Law. I was talking with the great Gary Sturm today. Breaking it down scientifically, moving right to left across your device. He's one of my boys. And we were just marveling at what an incredible job Rick Barnes and his coaching staff do of developing players. You want to talk about some player development going on UT's campus? Hey, Brian, that Felix Akpara guy last year, and Mark Griffin will be by, who coached him in Summer League ball. Be by next hour. Along with Watson Brown, be by next hour. Chris Lee's going to join here momentarily. But, Brian, this Akpara guy couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time last year. His job was to put balls back at the rim. They've developed him. They develop guys all over the place, Bri. Talk to me, boy. Talk to me, boy.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I think they've always done a good job of developing post players. I think that's something that's been a Barnes strength.
Yep.
As you can see, they just didn't have the type of depth they have this year. But you can see it with Estrella. You can see it with Cade Phillips. I think those two guys sort of were in Akpara's neighborhood too, as far as they needed a lot of development, and I think they've got it. And you can tell this Dwayne Brown, he didn't play yesterday, but he's going to be a pretty important depth piece. And I think there could come a game where the officials call a lot of fouls, and it helps to have all that post depth down there where you can have one of the guys just play a role of, well, if they need to foul somebody, they can give away 2 or 3 fouls a game and it not hurt you.
I'll tell you, man. I'll tell you, man. These guys do a great job. The way that team looked a month ago till now, and here's the thing about it. Houston's like Matt, like we were on last night for close to 2 hours. Which is nuts, because we did yesterday we did a 2-hour radio show, and then we hung around for like 90 minutes, me and John Adams and the crew. We were just laughing and having a good old time in here. Today I'm getting off very quickly because we're doing another post game tonight. And there's only so much oil in the ground, and pretty soon there be no one left around. Little Tower of Power for you, which I'd encourage you to check out. It's only so much oil in the ground. Lenny Williams, incredible. Great 70s R&B. Dr. Sean Sinclair, what's your level of pumpedness? Because Chris Lee's going to join us on the other side. What is your level of pumpitude and pumpedness for this Vanderbilt game? And your level of interest in it? And Because I was on with Georgie Boy Plaster yesterday and kind of gigging those guys because they didn't take Vandy seriously all year. They were laughing at Billy Derrick earlier in the year. Cinco, I'm not laughing. I find Vanderbilt formidable and a tad scary with the way we play defense, Sean. Am I wrong or right to feel that way on this Wednesday as I wish you a great Thanksgiving season, and I'm thankful for you, Sean.
Well, as am I with you, Tony. I appreciate all the many years. It's at least 15 years of being part of your radio family.
A lot of dead brain cells.
I am absolutely grateful and thankful that you've included me. You don't have to, and I really do appreciate it. But, I can see why you are with Vanderbilt. I said it before the Florida game. I was more concerned about the Florida game. Mm-hmm. Looking back, I can see where people would say, no, well, that's silly. And I get that. Mm-hmm. But you haven't lived through the past 35 years with those clowns and seeing everything that we've all seen. I think Vanderbilt's a quality team. I think they've got a lot of older players. Mm-hmm. I think they're well coached. I do believe that Diego Pavia is a gamer, a difference maker. But I just think we have better players, and I think we're better. I absolutely can see why people would be concerned about this. I'm not, I do think we will win. I can't give a score, and I understand about the way he runs around.
Yep.
It's same thing last year. I think they jumped out on us, and then we came back and handled business pretty easily there. Now, one game does not mean this game's going to be the same. But I really like, though we are not world beaters, I think the defense is picking up a little bit. I think as you say, we play defense in a certain way that makes us vulnerable. But, frankly, that three-headed monster we have at wide receiver and Joey, and then now with the emergence of Ethan Davis.
Yes.
I think if our secondary is nothing to write home about, theirs doesn't even get written about.
No, theirs atrocious.
They're terrible.
The thing they do well, though, is they'll stop you running the ball.
Sure.
And in games where we can't run the ball, football's changed a lot, but it hasn't changed that much. In games where you can't run the ball, you will struggle. It's like in college ball, in college basketball, where when that three ball's not going in, you've got to shoot the three ball to some extent. You got to be able to run the ball. And, that'll be an interesting thing to see how we react and how we fare with them Saturday. But we're going to have Chris Lee on. He's Southeastern 16. He joins on the other side. I started last night's show thanking both teams. I love watching sports when both teams respect the game. I don't watch the NBA on a nightly basis because those guys don't respect their opportunity. Those guys forgot where they came from. Half the guys don't dress. Load management, whatever the hell that means. I mean, you have a season. You play every game. People are paying money to watch you play. You put your uniform on and go out and play. Or you shorten your season. Last night, Houston and Tennessee, those two teams went out, and I mean they respected you in the morning. That was unbelievable how hard both those two teams played. And I respect it. And let me tell you something. Like Nashville Lee said, that's a sport of college basketball right now. Because it's older, it's grittier. Hey, Bri, the Vols are a what favorite tonight against a shorthanded Kansas team?
They are a 5.5-point favorite. Yep. I would hammer the Vols in that game.
Where's my boy Randy Bachman? Because it's the dun 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 bum 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 bum. Cinco, is that song in D flat? C sharp. Let me see here. I don't have my guitar in here. Bum 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 bum. Even if I did YouTube, it would probably ding me. YouTube. Goodness gracious. Continue with more on the other side. Or is that song in E flat? Do 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 do. C sharp. Do 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 Might be C sharp. We're on the other side after this.
Are you stuck in a dead-end job or ready for a new challenge? Do you feel like it's time to try a new career? Well, it's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. My friends at TLD Logistics have some really exciting opportunities for you to learn a new skill. With a new 5-acre driving academy that's now under new leadership with all new course material. And the best part, it's absolutely free. What a great deal to set you on the road to higher pay. And TLD Logistics even offers weekly stipends to offset food and gas expenses. In 6 weeks' time, you could complete this course and be in compliance with FMCSA regulations. Then you're ready for the open road of opportunity. What are you waiting for? It's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. Visit TLDlogistics.com. That's TLDlogistics.com. TLD Logistics.
TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you. Not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Cold weather is on its way, and keeping your home warm and cozy doesn't have to cost a fortune. Upgrade your HVAC system with Pipe Wrench Home Services and get payments as low as $137 per month. You'll also save on utility bills with a new energy-efficient HVAC system to keep your home warm and comfortable through the holidays. We make it easy with free on-site estimates on replacements and free second opinions on repairs. So call or schedule your appointment online today at pipewrench.com. And get a new energy-saving HVAC system for as little as $137 per month. We are committed to keeping your home cozy and worry-free this holiday season. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. Offer good with approved credit. Some restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Basilio here, and my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com. Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Basilio here reminding you that when you want to sell your extra tickets to the game, you don't want to give your life away online with all your personal information just because you want to sell a few extra tickets. Clark Moore at Select Ticket Service will gladly buy your extra game tickets and your extra parking passes. And the best part? Clarky Boy pays cash. 865-919-1016. 865-919-1016. Clarky Boy pays cash at Select Ticket Service. Clarky Boy pays cash.
I was visiting with our next guest here when the clock interrupted us. And so I had to put it down on him. But lucky for me, he's what you call a pro's pro. And he knows the drill, Benny Heel, on TLD Logistics phone lines. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hand together. Meet and greet from Southeastern 16, Chris Lee, who now joins on the advent of what will be a compelling weekend. Hey, Chris, the league, before we get started here, Tennessee looks like one of the better teams in the league in hoops. Vanderbilt's got a very good team. Alabama's got a pretty good team. Kentucky's got kind of a mess. I don't think we have to worry about getting 18 teams in the league in the tournament this year. Do you?
No, it doesn't feel like it. I think, what was it, Lenardi had 11 in yesterday.
Wow.
Maybe, and which is still a lot, right? But, you're going to have some interesting races. Tennessee got a great win last night over Houston. I got to catch maybe a third of that. Vanderbilt goes here in about 45 minutes. They're scoring what they're leading the country in scoring. There's going to be a lot of very interesting storylines in hoops this year.
Hey, this Byington guy that y'all found, how about this? You think somebody knows what they're doing at James Madison? Signetti?
No kidding.
Byington, and then the guy that they elevated after Signetti? You don't think those guys know what they're doing up there?
Yeah, whoever that AD is, if you've got a vacancy, you might want to snag that guy.
Goodness gracious. All right, Chris, let's get to the main event here. And it is the main event. For the first time in your lifetime, in my lifetime, and most people's listening to us lifetimes, unless you're a really old schooler, at which case we love you and we're glad you're with us. And thankful for everything at this Thanksgiving season, including the great Chris Lee, who's always good to us. This is a really compelling, interesting football game we're about to witness on Saturday.
Not just that, but I was thinking about this yesterday, Tony. If we'd gone back to 2020 in that riveting Sarah Fuller Bowl in Nashville where both teams had got one foot out the door on the season, and I say to you, Tony, within the next 5 years, this game is going to have 1 year where one team is going to be playing for a berth to the college football playoff. And the next year, the roles are going to switch, and the other team is going to be playing for that. Never in a million years, I think, would either of us have imagined this being what it is in 2025.
Oh, I would have said you were smoking things from plants, and then some.
I wouldn't have even. I don't think I could smoke things from plants. Not that I do.
To conjure that up.
Scenario.
Yeah, to conjure that up. Yeah, no, and you're so right. It's like Tennessee became back then sort of a media curiosity because of what a train wreck they devolved into at the end of the Pruitt era, and then you had. One thing I loved about you, Chris, that I knew early on that you were kind of like one of my kind of people is at that point, weren't doing your league-wide thing. You were still kind of doing your Vandy thing, which you still have a hand in, but you did not sell for the Sarah Fuller thing. You went online and made fun of it. You kind of cracked on it. You were sort of irreverent toward it, and you just referenced it again. So, it was a no-sell job from you from the very beginning, and I respect the heck out of that because they were trying to get you to sell for that, weren't they?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I went through a lot of stuff that year. And when the fan base is even telling you, hey, man, just roll with this and move on. I'm like, no, there's guys in that locker room that have been practicing, since they were 6 years old. And I watched them sweat it out in the August heat. And, yeah, they may not have won a game against an SEC schedule, but they're still guys that grew up with hopes and dreams. And to me, that was just so disrespectful, what they did.
Yeah, and you know what? I last night on our Garza Law basketball overtime program, the first thing I did was thank both teams, and I mean this, for respecting the basketball game they played last night. When I see two teams play hard and it's a real dead-level competition and they're fighting each other, and Chris, this leads me to this. I think that's exactly what we're going to see Saturday. I think we're going to see two teams that are going to play exceedingly hard. I think this Pavia guy loves to motivate his opponent for some reason. And, it is an amazing thing. It is. I love the whole time I've been here, I've wanted to see this Vanderbilt Tennessee thing in full bloom. Isn't this fun?
Hey, not just that, man, but you're going to have a rivalry in the three major sports this year between these two teams that is legitimate. And that's the first time since I've covered Vanderbilt, and probably, I don't know how long you've done this. I know it's been a minute.
30.
But probably the first time that you can say that too. Like these games this year, whenever they meet in whatever tiddlywinks, it's going to be interesting.
You are right on the money, my brother. I mean, right on the money, because for the uninitiated, this Byington guy knows how to find basketball players. And Vanderbilt is very good. Vanderbilt's going to be at the top. Now, they weren't picked for it, but they're going to be at the top of the league this year. They're going to be close to it, right around it. And then in baseball, now that Tony's gone, it's going to be an extremely interesting thing over the next couple of years to see if the young gun can hang in there with the old head, especially now that some of the guts of that operation are gone. And, we kind of hope that things there, but of course, yesterday Vanderbilt came to, last year they came to Knoxville and sort of knocked the Vols around a little bit. And, man, you got me thinking warm thoughts here bringing baseball up. But let's go to this 43-degree, 3:30 Eastern kickoff in Neyland Stadium. When you look at this thing from a Vanderbilt perspective, what's the major concern for them, do you think?
I think anytime you go up there in front of that crowd, it's a hard place to play. I know a couple of teams have won there this year, but, people say that's maybe the loudest environment in college sports. I had some questions about, what Tennessee team would show up. There's been a little bit of, this team could mail it in by that point talk. I never really totally believed that, but I kind of wanted to see, okay, what happens in Gainesville? Did they go down there, or are they just listless, or they show up to win? And I think we all saw how that turned out. And so now, Tennessee doesn't have as much to play for as it did a year ago, but I'm guessing the thought of seeing Vanderbilt potentially in the college football playoff, I say potentially because the rankings last night sure were interesting. But I would think between drawing some energy from doing what Tennessee did in Gainesville, and look, I don't care how good or bad Florida is. I know what that rivalry means to Tennessee. To go do that, and to have and in addition to that, a guy in Diego Pavia who likes to run his mouth a little bit, and seems to get opponents fired up. And I don't know what that's going to be like again with people are traveling for Thanksgiving, and maybe you have some people that would usually go to that game that sell tickets or what. I don't know what it looks like, but I have a feeling that atmosphere is going to be pretty electric. And, you got to be able to hear to get plays off and stuff like that. I don't think I don't know if they're going to be fazed by playing in front of all those screaming fans in terms of like walking in and being intimidated. But you got some challenges when you're trying to communicate in that kind of environment, for sure.
Pavia feeds off it, doesn't he? They're going to be playing
absolutely
his clips and this and that. The family, from your perspective, the family, are they annoying? Are they fun? What are they in your world?
It's a little bit wild, to be honest. He is an interesting story, man. I mean, not only you're looking at a guy, Tony. I'm probably 5'10.5", 5'11".
Yep.
And when I look at him eye to eye, I think I've got about a quarter or a half inch on him in terms of height.
Yep.
So you've got that story. He comes from dirt poor New Mexico. I don't know that his dad has ever much been in the picture. I actually saw his dad at senior day. I don't think I'd ever seen him before.
Yep.
He's got some brothers who are just flat out wild men. And then the sideshow that was his mom last week. This is a guy that Eli Stowers, who their All-American tight end and a great kid, led to Christ about a year ago. And so he's got this thing where he led this life where I think it was far from that. And I think he's kind of growing into his faith, but probably not all the way there. And so you get this dichotomy of things where you see where he's, giving the Alabama student section the bird, 1 week and thanking Jesus the next. And if you know, like I said, where he is now and what he came from, it kind of makes sense, right? It's a little bit of a work in progress, but I'll say this: he's been fun to cover. I don't really like the fact that his mom's become a topic. That's gotten gross in some ways. I'm not going to go there, and you're not either. But I think you know what I mean. But it has been it's been a show.
Here's the thing about this era, right? And when you put yourself out there like all these people do now, it's like what's in play, what's out of play, what's in play, what's out of play, and I don't know what's in play and what's out of play.
I don't either.
None of us do. Because here's the thing: it's like I was saying yesterday on the air. I love this Pavia guy on the field. And then my wife was showing me some stuff that they do in social media, and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. The brothers, I can't sign up for that. And somebody here in our comment section said Pavia Shore. It's like they've got their own little reality show going, whereas the brother is such a good story. But these families, and we saw this with Nico, these families today love to draft off these kids, and they make themselves public figures. And how do you cover that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, and then throw in the fact that, they didn't come from anything. His mom was a nurse, worked all the time.
That's right.
Again, I think they're from dirt poor New Mexico, and all of a sudden you get a couple of $1 million dumped in your lap. He's bringing his whole family every week. I mean, it's been crazy.
There are reports out there. I want you to respond to this. The man we call Comrade. There are two Heupel disciples that are now coaching football teams in the Southeastern Conference. Your site, 247, your people, reporting that Alex Golesh is the new Arkansas head coach over on the Hog Sports thing. Trey Schapp of 103.7, The Buzz. South Florida Bulls head coach Alex Golesh has accepted the head coaching vacancy. It's starting to pop. Your thoughts on Golesh back to the SEC at Arkansas?
I had not seen that yet. That is, I think, a terrific hire. I thought Alex Golesh might get potentially an SEC job that's not Arkansas. Let's face it, right now that one is near the bottom of the pecking order, for a lot of reasons. But, I think that is a tremendous hire.
Well, I do too, because I think he's a bright young coach who's an excellent organizer. And in this league, you better be buttoned up if you're going to win. And the thing a guy like that's got to do, though, is figure out a way to get that Walton family back in the boat over there in football, because I was told from Dudley Dawson, who's been there forever on the air, that the folks at Missouri are getting a lot more money from NIL than from the Walton people, from the Walmart people, than the people at Arkansas are. He said that the last two athletic directors at Arkansas ignored those people. If you can imagine that, ignored those people.
I don't know how that happens.
I mean, and the thing is, in today's day and age, I don't dismiss anything. We hear so much crazy stuff, right? Like, I imagine you covering the league and all 16 of these teams. There's so much just nutty dysfunction and crazy things out there. But Golish to the Hogs would be a really good hire, and I think he'd move the bar there. I don't know what that means at a place like Arkansas these days, but I think he could move the bar.
I loved what he did at South Florida. I mean, they were awful before he got that job.
Yes.
And I don't think he'd been competitive since maybe Jim Leavitt, 15 years ago now, or whatever that's been. I mean, I might have missed some years in there where they were, but the point is, he came in and got them competitive quickly. I mean, but they took Alabama to the brink, a couple of years ago, and beat Florida at the first of the season. He's an offensive coach. People always like that. I think there's a lot of reasons to love that hire.
Back to Saturday. Does Vanderbilt have it in them, or is it going to be more of the same? What do you make of what's getting ready to happen here?
I think they absolutely have it in them. Now, that doesn't mean that's the way it's going to happen, but I'm looking at some things, and you're thinking about, right now, two really good quarterbacks, right? Who do you trust to make the one winning play more? I think there's an argument that's Pavia. The defenses both have struggled in their own ways. Vanderbilt actually got better last week. I'd heard it was really banged up.
Yep.
And then sure enough, they get a week off. They rest. Kentucky didn't hit 100 yards of total offense until the last play of the third quarter. The final score in the box score ended up being very misleading. So defense played better. Now they're facing a much better offense. And I think special teams. I mean, Tennessee's season looks a lot different at this point if Max Gilbert makes a field goal. Vanderbilt's got a guy in Brock Taylor who is just about money, and a punter who's in the top 10 for the Ray Guy Award, and they're capable of running back a kickoff or a punt. I feel like they're a really solid team. On the other hand, I've watched the matchup the last few years, and from the press box in person particularly, Tennessee had limitations with Nico, as you know.
Yes.
And that receiving core they had last year, they had some athletes, but it wasn't, if you're making a poster of the top 10 receiving cores in modern Tennessee history, that one doesn't make it. But I saw them figure out stuff, get things to guys in space, and just use athletes to win. Mm-hmm. And I remember that the home game before that in Nashville, same thing. You've got a guy in Josh Heupel who is a master at doing those things and getting the ball to people in space and just really wreaking havoc on Vanderbilt's defense the last couple years. On the other hand, I will say this. Vanderbilt's defense, it's not elite by any stretch, but there's more good athletes there, I think, than there have been in past matchups. I'm really interested to see how that changes things. And, oh, by the way, last week it felt like they were a little bit more aggressive on the ball. They got 3 picks. That's a twist I thought they need to make. So I think if you look at it, you play this game on a neutral field in Texas or something. I think Vanderbilt's got a little edges across the board, but I think the way that Heupel has handled in the last few years with that team is a problem. And then, of course, they're at home. So, I mean, you could probably make whatever argument you wanted to make in this one, to be honest.
I think these two teams, when you look at the ratings, power ratings, I know you're a big numbers guy. I'm kind of not, but I respect people like you that are. These two teams lay one on top of the other. The number is the number for a reason, meaning that, if the game's played on a neutral field, it's a coin flip. As it is, it's within the teams that are that kind of an underdog win all the time in this sport. So it's a negligible advantage the Vols have according to the numbers. The way I see it, Vanderbilt scares me a little bit defensively because they're able to stop the run. Last year they weren't. They're better against the run this year. and they went out and invested in it. And it's almost like they've pointed to this game and games like this game. If we're going to stay in these games and be a legitimate football team and legitimately contend for a playoff spot, we have to be able to win at least at the line of scrimmage. We'll worry about our secondary when the time comes, but we'll at least be able to win at the line of scrimmage. And that's what I see from Vanderbilt this year. It looks like they've held up in these signature games at the line of scrimmage.
Well, we talked about this with Tennessee last year, Tony. What was the key to their defense? Maybe it was having
absolutely
10, 12 guys in the trenches that you could rotate out and keep fresh.
Yes.
That was a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Vanderbilt this year is as talented as Tennessee was last year. In fact, I know it's not in terms of that, but they are deeper with guys they can play. That's helped. And we haven't even talked about the other side of the line of scrimmage. Their offensive line
is very good.
Is the best I've seen them have in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They have a tendency to get some penalties, but Jordan White, their center, is about as good as it comes. The Henderson kid, who's their strong side tackle, is a physical specimen. I mean, they have been mashing people in the trenches a lot of games this year, and I think that's the thing. We talk about Pavia. I think the biggest reason Pavia's having the season he is, I'm not saying he's not improved, but they're able to keep him upright and healthy. Midway point last season, he was so banged up that you just didn't see the same guy. They made those pivots to get depth and improve quality in the trenches, and that is why they are where they are this year.
It's going to be a great game. If folks want to hear more, read more from you, how do they do so? And Chris, I wish you the best at this wonderful Thanksgiving season. This is maybe my favorite holiday on the American calendar because it's something that we can't commercialize and pervert around, and it's just a time where we celebrate each other and the blessings we have in life.
Yeah, likewise, and we've got a lot to be thankful for. But yeah, you can find our Vandy coverage, Vandy 24/7. I'm doing a question and answer session with Ryan Callahan at the Tennessee 24/7 site.
Dude.
We'll exchange some questions.
I love Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know him very well yet, but I'm looking forward to that.
Best. Give him our best. He's the best, man. I love him.
Yeah, I absolutely will. So we're going to do that. I'll have some SEC stuff up at our YouTube channel, Southeastern 16. I've actually taken a couple days off to just be with family and travel and things as I'm out here in Colorado for the week.
Yep.
But we'll have that there. We'll be back at it probably Friday with some recaps of some SEC games as I watch from out here. So if you're looking for the SEC angle or the Vandy Tennessee angle, we've got you covered either way.
Hey Chris, check this out. So last night I did 1 hour and 45 minutes on a post game. We did 3 hours and 40 minutes of real-time radio yesterday, so that's about 6 hours on the air for me. And then tonight we're coming back with another post-game show after this. Guys like you and me, you know what we are? You know what they call us? They call us grinders, bro. You know what I respect? People that grind in this deal. You got to grind, my friend. I love grinders.
Well, I hope you don't grind your voice into oblivion for the week before the weekend, so be careful with that.
You're the man. I love you. Thank you, buddy.
Likewise. Thank you, Tony.
The great Chris Lee on your TLD Logistics hotline. My friends at TLD Logistics for the hotline are going away. If you want to be our hotline sponsor, hotline, calling on your hotline, it's for your love. All right, so Cinco, the comrade, der comrade, to der Commissar, is going to Arkansas. Cinco, good hire, bad hire. Where are you? And then we go to Brian Hartman.
I'm going to reserve judgment on that. I'm going to hold because I don't hold him in the same esteem that you and a lot of other people do.
Der Commissar's in town. Brian Hartman, what do you got to say about Der Commissar who's in town?
I think it's an intriguing type hire, although I don't know if the fact that they had a team that I guess maybe their schedule, but they kind of lost their way late in the year. And I don't know if that was him being distracted as far as looking around or whatever, but I'm like Sean. I don't I don't hate it for Arkansas, but I don't know that I love it right now. He's going to have to do some more there to get me to love that. And it's a difficult spot where Arkansas is in. It really is.
Their commissars in town.
But he made something out of nothing with South Florida, so he can perhaps do the same thing here, but he's in a much tougher league.
Bump, up, bump, bump, bump. Cinco, you were listening to stuff like Van Halen and I don't know, whatever you were. Was Der Commissar on your radar back in the 80s? Cinco, did you like that jam?
Sure. If you were a kid of the MTV era, you couldn't help but hear all those things. Dexy's Midnight Runner, Flock of Seagulls, all that stuff was. Men at Work.
I'm really out of control. I was getting ready to pick my guitar up and play that riff. Men at Work, all that stuff. That's right. Flock of Seagulls.
The Outfield.
Josie's on a vacation far away. Come on in and talk it over.
Shout out Reese Chapman.
I saw the Outfield at the Man Music Center in Philadelphia in '86. The Outfield Jam. They opened for Brian. Might have been '85. It might have been Brian Adams they opened for. The Outfield was pretty good. They were good live, man. They had a guitar player that looked like my man Al Brown. Who now lives in West Knoxville, the great Al Brown. I bow thy head when I say thy name. So we have a lot to talk about. Brian, so you agree with Cinco? You're not selling for the, or you are selling a little more. By the way, I was asked, when will Tennessee play Arkansas? They play them next year. It hasn't been announced, hasn't been determined when on the schedule the game will be. The games that we know of right now are September 5 with Furman, Andy Furman, the furball in Cincinnati. At Georgia Tech on September 12, going to play at Dodd Stadium, which is pretty cool. I'm for that, not against it. And then Kennesaw State, another team from that area right there in Atlanta. That'll be the Amachi tailgate game, September 19. We need your tickets. Tomorrow, by the way, we're going to have an Ask online or on the show. Mike Carver is going to join me along with the great Jim Wright and Beanstar live tomorrow at Calhoun's. Live on Friday at Calhoun's. That's right. Thank you, Brian. So, with the economic climate, what's going on in our country right now, Jim Wright at Fish Hospitality Pension has been squeezed a little bit. They were able to procure enough turkeys to take care of the families at the Thanksgiving season. Jim wants to do that for the upcoming Christmas season as well. And he has a supplier where turkeys are $10 a shot. And so he's got several thousand families. We're talking about like 10,000 families. And this is what we're talking about. This is real. Mike Carver's going to donate for 100 turkeys. Me and Laura and the kids are donating for 100 turkeys. Brad and Kelsey over at Calhoun's are donating. But we're going to ask you and encourage you to help us we're going to try to wipe this out tomorrow. So I'm putting that on your docket, or not tomorrow, but on Friday. But there we go. So is this thing a Russian hoax, Cinco? This you think it could be a Russian hoax? This Der Commissar thing. You're not buying it. You're not buying that he's the answer there, huh?
Well, he has for Arkansas. Again, I can see why they're looking at him.
Yep.
He comes from the Heupel lineage.
Yep.
If you look back, he's got the Campbell at Iowa State. He's done a nice job down there. They're in the top 10, I think, in points scored and total offense. So they're certainly, want to have an exciting offense. If you're, as you say, there's nothing worse than bad boring. If you're not going to be competing, at least be exciting, Hal Mummy. So I can see why they're there. They don't have, they're not getting Lane Kiffin. They're not getting a lot of other guys. Yep. So he makes a lot of sense. I don't know. When you take a look at South Florida, and he's done well. I don't want to take anything away from him. But when you take a look at South Florida, a lot of the teams in that conference he's playing with, he's got access to much better talent.
That's right.
Bigger school, et cetera.
That's right.
In the Tampa area. So I'm just going to say, I don't think it's disrespectful to say, we'll see.
He had a fast car.
I get the thing. I get the thing where he was Heupel's Cutcliffe, and there's some value on that.
Yeah.
But is he Heupel? I don't think he is.
He had a fast car.
He also mismanaged some games late that cost them 2 losses.
Bad, Brian. He was bad at the end.
I would say that. I would say it's very questionable.
He went to the Butch Jones.
Hopefully he learns from that for his sake.
The Butch Jones school again. I hope not against us. I want him to fit. Well, never mind. So congratulations to the comrade. Congratulations if you're an Arkansas fan. Congratulations to Bobby Petrino, who wiggled in there, weaseled, whatever you want to call that. And for his pleasure and trouble, went over. Proving that there's justice in the world. Justice in the world. We'll get some phone calls in on the other side. Marky Boy Griffin as well next hour, along with the great Watson Brown after this. Living Vol fan, make Alumni Hall your one-stop shop for all your Vol fans on your shopping list this holiday season. There's nothing better than getting your favorite Tennessee gear under the tree. Picture it, a nice polo shirt, a new hoodie, something for the man cave. Pop in and see my friends at Alumni Hall. Best selection of Tennessee gear. Alumni Hall, 3 Knoxville locations. Bristol, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, or online at alumnihall.com. It's easy to have a big orange Christmas. And happy holidays from everyone at Alumni Hall. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience. Alumni Hall. Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Griffin Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Griffin Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Griffin Moving and Storage are pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Griffin Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Griffin.com. That's Griffin.com, or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Griffin Moving and Storage.
Life never stops moving, and between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up, a tire designed for doers, a tire that's going to last, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Something not working right? Got a problem with your heating or plumbing? Right now, Pipe Wrench Home Services is making it easy to fix it fast with 50% off any HVAC or plumbing repair. Whether your HVAC needs some persuasion or your plumbing needs repaired, our certified technicians will be there right away to get you fixed fast. Have other plumbing or HVAC problems? We make it easy with free on-site estimates on replacements and free second opinions on repairs. So call or schedule your appointment online today at pipewrench.com and save 50% off any repair up to $500 all month long. We are committed to keeping your home cozy and worry-free this holiday season. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. This limited-time offer is good for residential services only. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Basilio here with Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Alan, is it true? Are we really having a Black Friday sale? Lay it on me.
Yeah, Tony, Black Friday is the biggest time of the year for us. We're going to do a 40% off sale. That's what we're doing to everybody else. But for the Tony Basilio listeners, we're going to do 45% off. So you get an additional 5% off, which should be hundreds of dollars. All you got to do is use the promo code Tony. But for the real listeners, we're going to do another promo code. The second promo code is going to be promo code NEGADAVE. So with the promo code NEGADAVE, you can actually pay 5% more. So 35% off using promo code NEGADAVE, 45% off using promo code Tony.
We're kind of having some fun here, but when you're talking about 120 Supercore floors, I've shown them over on the website, the video. You can't destroy this floor.
Very tough floor that I designed. When I say literally millions of square feet, we've got 2 warehouses in Johnson City full of flooring. We're ready to go for any size project. But yeah, it's a remarkable product. It's the best waterproof flooring on the market because we sold everyone else's floors and I designed the floor that's better than everyone else.
WeShipFloors.com. Free shipping to all, anywhere in the country.
Go Vols, Tony.
TB back with you. 865-200-5402. All lines currently jammed. It's pretty outstanding. It's an unbelievably beautiful day to be alive and well with you on this Thanksgiving. And shout out to my man Alan over at WeShipFloors.com. Shout out to our friends at TLD Logistics who are getting ready to break away. But they've had a change in management, and that happens. They were with us for 5 years. That's wonderful. We've had some sponsors who have been with us for 25 years. Calhoun's, incredible brand. Friends over at Cherokee been with us for forever. I mean, so many. It's what a blessing, y'all. What an absolute blessing it's been. I'll give you a quick funny last night. It's not funny, but see, I'm doing a lot of work, right? So when I do a lot of work, I get snappy. And then we'll go to the phones. I had a guy last night jump in here and on YouTube, and he said, all these advertisers you have on your screen is distracting. I'm not going to lie to you. And I told him, I said, well, I'll help you out. And Cinco, what do you think? You've known me for a long, long time. When somebody comes in there and speaks ill of my advertisers, what do you think I did to him?
Suck it.
I blocked him. I blocked him.
There you go.
Here's the deal. For people like him, I make a living because you support our sponsors. They're not a distraction. It's called lifeblood. It's called, they're the reason they don't have to spend money with the show. So if you like the show, you support the advertisers. But when you come in and you're on the YouTube and you tell me that the sponsors are a distraction, then I tell you, good, I'm going to help you with you. I'm going to help you. You're not going to be distracted anymore because you're not welcome on the platform. It's pretty simple. And by the way, I told Laura I did it last night. She said, well, you shouldn't do things like that. I said, Barbara Streisand, you damn straight I should do things like that. Because I'm a man. I'm 58. I'm a grown-ass man. And we work hard. Like, she had a dream last night that our studio was malfunctioning. And she told me she woke up in a cold sweat. There was a woman in our studio trying to do a post-game show for us. We had a gal down here. Maybe it was Sarah Fuller from Vanderbilt, for all I know. But you see, here's the way it works.
It was Maggie.
I don't apologize for blowing that guy up last night. Because to me, this is real. See, I don't know whether he's playing games or not. I'm not playing games when it comes to that stuff. So if you want to show your rear end to me, good. I'll block you. I got no problem blocking you. There aren't very many blockable offenses in my world, but that's one of them. Now let's go to the phones. Without further ado, Mark Griffin coming up on many of these same stations. Let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome. You're on the air.
How are my friends compatriots doing today?
W. Lynn, welcome in.
Sorry, I hadn't been on for a while. I've been battling bronchitis and laryngitis and all that good stuff.
Get well, brother. Get well. 'Tis the season.
I'm doing a lot better and been listening every day. I will say the radio is out right now. 1340 is not on the air.
Well, God bless them. I love them. God bless America. They're good people.
But I do, Tony, I have bought an iPhone. I have an i16.
There you go. Hey, you're dangerous now, W. Lynn. You're connected to the World Wide Web.
I'm just starting to learn a few things, but I'm having fun with it. But I want to, first of all, wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. It's my favorite holiday, too, Tony, because I call it the F Troop, the 5 Fs. Faith, family, friends, that's most important, and then there's football and food at the end.
The F Troop, I like that.
And I amen to what you said about your sponsors. You did the right thing. I try to support your sponsors. That is the lifeblood of radio and everything you do, and the heck with anybody that complains about that. So do not complain about Tony's sponsors. That's what I say about it. Next is, I'm so glad you're doing some stuff with fish tomorrow, Friday. I'm not going to try to get down there. I'm kind of taking it easy for the next couple of days. But Mike Carver and Jim Wright, they'll help you, and we'll help fish get some food. I know that they've been having a hard time. So we got to feed the hungry, Tony, this time of year too. So thanks for doing that Friday.
Amen, brother. Amen. I'm looking for. I mean, we're you don't have to do it what we're doing, but we're going to have a little spot where people can donate, and I'm pledging $1,000 to Jim that I'm going to hand him. Me and Laura and the family. We've the kids even kicked in some money. Look, the bottom line is you can buy 100 turkeys and feed 100 families at Christmas time, and we're pretty pumped to do it. So.
Well, that's great. That's another great part about your show and the Tony Basilio family.
That's what we do, man. It's about the community, brother.
Yeah, and moving to basketball, that was one of the most enjoyable November games I think I've ever watched in my life last night. And the way TNT and True TV are doing this,
great.
It's the next best thing to the NCAA tournament.
It is absolutely. Hey, Brian, ESPN can absolutely blow it out their rears because these guys are putting them to shame with this coverage, Brian.
And you can tell that that a lot's been put into this Vegas deal. A lot of effort's been made, and the tournaments ESPN covers are in trouble, to say the least, and to put it nicely. Yeah. There's a reason for that.
Yep.
And thank you for having Justin Phelps on yesterday. That I got kind of teary-eyed when he started talking about Rocky Top, getting him teary-eyed. You know, he's a jewel, Tony, and if you can get him on any time, he's Mr. Las Vegas in my book.
I love him. That's Big Gulp. We had him on yesterday. He was a stalwart on Donnie Tyndall's staff. He was terrific. He said when they played Rocky Top, it's the first time he'd been in the arena since they all got fired from here. And he said, I'm not going to tell you, he said, I'm not going to lie to you, I got emotional. He said, I got emotional. It was really neat.
So that was wonderful. And, you know, me and my brackets and everything, everybody thought I could tell them how that thing works. And I said, I'm like Big Gulp. It's kind of complicated.
It's beyond complicated, but we got it last night because he shared it with us from parts unknown because he knows such things. But, hey, Tennessee's consolation prize for not landing in the championship game is a chance to play Kansas tonight.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong with getting a chance to play Houston and Kansas back-to-back.
I agree, and I guess maybe we're playing for $500,000 or something.
$500,000, brother, yep. And Danny White says he's going to split it with me after what I wrote today on the blog about him never picking up a shovel. Today I wrote on the blog how much manual labor, Danny's selling bricks. Has Danny ever touched a hammer in his life? No.
Really?
You think he's ever hung a curtain rod? No. Has he ever touched a lawnmower? No. Has he ever touched like a sickle like I used at the Mushroom House when we would cut the weeds? Be out there getting stung by everything in the weeds in the middle of
I've done that
swinging a sickle around. Has he ever lined a field? I'm going to go no. No offense to him.
No offense to him.
No offense. You think a guy's ever swung a hammer? Think he's ever touched a screwdriver?
Probably not. No.
Interesting.
I don't even know if he can open a can of soup with a pop top on it.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on to the Vanderbilt game is like a bowl game for us. I mean, I'm happy with whatever bowl we go to, but to me, this is the bowl game. This is the Neyland Bowl. This is the George Haffico Bowl. You know, this is the Coach Majors Bowl. We got to beat Vandy for all those three guys. You know, and I hope everybody's fired up, focused, and prepared for that, Tony. And this college football playoff committee is a true joke.
They dropped Ole Miss last night because Lane Kiffin's getting ready to leave. Piss me off.
I looked at all the teams in the top 20, and who has played these teams that are ranked now, not at the time you played them, what they are now. Only us and Texas, of the entire top 20, has played 3 teams in the top 10. Now, we didn't do good against them, but crummy Virginia has played 0 ranked teams.
0.
0.
0.
You cannot have a 9-2 Virginia or a 9-2 Miami from the crummy ACC ahead of any 8-3 SEC team.
Lynn,
in Utah.
We're going to have to. You and I love you. We're going to have to depart on that one. The Vols have beaten nobody. They belong ahead of nobody. When you've beaten nobody, Brian, you belong ahead of nobody. Sorry. Brian, where do you fall on that?
But
then we go to our
that's
phones.
really not their fault that those teams haven't really been that good.
When you haven't beaten anybody, it is your fault. You have to beat somebody. That's what they have a chance to do this weekend. Beat somebody with a pulse.
This is by far their best win if they can get it, which is so weird because
and I love
9 wins of the season, and Vanderbilt's the best one of the 9 by far.
I'm for the Vols, not against the Vols, but you got to beat somebody. And coming close. I mean, if you want to say you came, okay, Mississippi State came close a bunch. All right, what's that mean? So you and I, W. Lynn, are going to have to agree to disagree.
Arkansas came close every week.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, W. Lynn. I love you. Let me go to our Newsmaker hotline now on our TLD Logistics phone line. He stars, he studs, and he stallions. He's so dedicated that early this morning he got up and he punched out a Griff's 3-pointers, the great Mark Griffin. VFL extraordinaire. You will see him styling and profiling in the hallowed halls of the house that Greg Bell built while Griff was on campus. Griff played in the first game ever in Thompson Boring Arena when the students had hard hats on, Griff. And against whom, Mark? Who was that against?
Marquette.
Yes, sir. That'll never be forgotten by the living fan. I was living in Hess Hall. The zoo at Hess Hall at the time. All right, Griff, let's talk. From your perspective last night, the level of respect that both those teams showed to the sport of basketball, that was one of my favorite Tennessee basketball games of all times last night.
Wow. You know, it was really amazing, Tony. I was pleasantly surprised. I initially, when I did I do your blog, the 3-pointers for Houston, and when I'm looking at their personnel, and when you've got one player that's going to be a lottery pick, 2 additional first-round picks, a second-round pick, and then their 5th starter, Sharp, is going to be in the NBA camp. First thing that popped out to me is, how are we going to match up to such an elite lineup that is well-known? Coach Sampson's well-known, year in, year out, best defensive coach in the country. So I was just hoping that Tennessee would gain a lot from this game, keep it close. You know, people are talking about first big game, whatever. And just so excited to see how focused they were from the defensive end and making shots. It was really incredible, Tony. And it just shows that, I hate to use the word potential, because there's going to be highs, there's going to be lows. But when you look at the makeup of this team and the depth, and people are also talking, how are you going to play 11 to 12 guys? Well, he's making it work so far. And what you don't hear people talking about is practice. These players, especially Boswell, you and I kidded the first game of the season how he got in the lineup. Well, it's what you do in practice. And I like that about Coach Barnes, because he makes them earn their position, like a lot of coaches, but not all. And when you're banging it out every day in practice against great talent versus walk-ons all the time, no disrespect to walk-ons, then you up your game and you up your confidence level. And I thought that really showed last night that Barnes was able to witness his guys go out and play at that high level of confidence and execution.
You know, it's such a great point. And this team is just so interesting because there are so many combinations. The Carey guy a month or so ago seemed buried. the carry guy functioned so much better than Phillips did in last night's game, and they pushed his button because he's there. There will be games, Mark, where the Borg guy this year is going to, or Berg, as we're pronouncing it, but really he pronounced it Borg. Borg. There are going to be games where he gets it done. This team is fascinating in its construction. And we had a guy last night that I had to blow up because he aggravated the hell out of me. No offense to him. Getting all over our freshmen. Mark, that thing last night was the best thing in the world for our freshmen, playing against that Houston team. And the way they officiated the game, they let a lot of contact go. That is so good for that kid to go out there and get just roughed up and beat up. So good for his development, Mark. Speak to that.
Well, you're right. And what it shows when these guys are getting prepped today to play Kansas is, you know, they hear all the hoopla around Ament, how he's the lead dog, leading the team, number 4 potential pick, yada, yada, yada. But when they see and go through today's preparations to say, hey, we can win without Nate scoring double figures, then it helps people feel more, once again, going back to confidence, is like, we don't have to rely on one person to carry us like a lot of programs do. And I think, Tony, when you watch a lot of the college basketball like you and I do and many of your listeners, you see that trend where you're like, if Pettiford doesn't play well for Auburn, they're losing. If you go to other programs, and we could pick any SEC program, and you could point out one guy and say, if they don't score 12 to 15 points, they're going down. And then you witnessed last night the big stage, and Ament, puts up 9 points on 1 of 8 shooting. Fine, but then to be able to have that win, it's got to really make the coaching staff feel very pleased for everyone else, and also a building block for Ament, because yes, he has pressure, but you know what? You're on the stage, you're going to have pressure. That's part of it. But he'll move on. He'll move forward.
Oh, he's going to be terrific. All right, let's talk about this Kansas game. Vols are favored by 3.5. Kansas is not at full strength, and they've kind of taken their lumps there. They had enough to put it on Syracuse last time out. What do you make of this matchup, Mark?
I really like the matchup, and it's a shame that people aren't going to get to watch Darren Peterson play. Their stud, preseason freshman and player candidate of the year. Amazing player. He's going to be either 1 or 2 drafted. I wish he was playing, but unfortunately he has an injury. And that really hurts this team, because what you'll see is Kansas and Bill Self. I'm really shocked, Tony, and this has been a trend for him several years, such an elite program, and no depth. If you look at the box score from last night, they went 3 deep. And how are you going to win in the Big 12? How are you going to persevere coming tournament time when you can only go 3 deep? Now, of course, that'll add 1 when Peterson comes back, but you've got to play more than 3. You get in foul trouble. I mean, if Badinga gets in foul trouble, Kansas is done. And I think that's one of the big advantages that you'll see with Barnes' Tennessee team this season. He's got depth front court. I mean, Brown didn't even get off the bench last night. So you got fresh legs there if needed. If Tennessee can get Badinga in foul trouble, says a lot for tonight, and they're going to come at him. But he's a really, really great prospect. He's a 6'10" sophomore, shoots great from the field. He's a nice little lefty. But one thing I've noticed through doing research on Kansas is in 7 games, Tony, he's gone to the free throw line he's only taken 20 shots. So it tells me he's not going aggressive to the boards. I've watched him several games, maybe baby jump hook shots. So I think if they can really contain him, and another player's Trey White, who is a really tall 6'7" guard, probably their best overall player from the perimeter. Ford School in 4 years, yes, and all big programs, but, been jumping around here and there for whatever reason. And if they can also contain him, I think they'll be in good shape. But I think it's going to be a great matchup. And Tony, let's face it, times have changed. Now Tennessee's facing a Kansas team, and Tennessee players and fans' eyes aren't wide open. It's like, hey, next opponent, fine.
Yes.
We can play against you. I mean, Tennessee fans, even myself, I sit here sometimes in amazement and go, look how far this program's come. Yeah, everybody wants a championship. I get it. But when you go into a game like tonight and you're favored against this blue blood program from Bill Self, that says a lot about this program and where we are. We better enjoy it, Tony.
Oh, are you kidding me? I never thought we'd see this. I was talking with the great Gary Sturm today. Griff, did you ever think you'd see Tennessee basketball in a tournament like this and in it next year? Like, we are a signature team in college basketball. People can bitch and moan all they want about Rick Barnes, and they can talk about his tournament and tournament record and coaching at the end of games and a lot of that stuff. Okay, fine. You're making a good point. It's kind of like Josh Heupel and the game management. Okay, I mean, not everybody's perfect. This guy has this program at heights I never thought I would witness. Mark, we had thousands and thousands of people listening to our post-game show last night, and it's not even Thanksgiving last night. People were so fired up and so engaged with it, and I was on here for like an hour and 45 minutes. I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah, you had over at least 2,500 when I tuned in.
There you go. Amazing. I mean, it's nuts.
And if your counter works correctly, I'm not sure how.
That counter's working correctly. Yes,
okay.
And that's on one.
Well,
that's on one app,
Tony,
Griff. That's one avenue. We're doing several different things here. Yeah,
that's true. That's
true.
Well, your advertisers will be happy.
There you go.
Another thing too, I really do respect Bill Self. He's one of the blue blood coaches, Tony, that I actually pull for. I don't know what your thoughts are on him.
Yeah.
I think he's, for coaches, different breed, very humble. I think caring, does really well with the media, but he doesn't, the finger's not on him, pointing at him all the time. Me, Bill, selfish. You will never hear that term. But let's look at the history. I looked this up because I'm like, God, these coaches have been coaching forever. I mean, he's between the two coaches, Tony, I even wrote this down, 1,664 wins. Now, That's a lot of coaching. That's a lot of games, a lot of situations. You mentioned the Josh Heupel situation, and maybe there was a blunder during a call. When Coach Barnes has coached over 1,200 games, there's nothing he hadn't seen.
Oh, come on. Nothing. By the way, tonight in the 7 o'clock Eastern time slot, we're on as soon as the game's over. It's Tennessee and Kansas. Last night, it was Tennessee and Houston. Look at some of the name brands that are out in this thing. And, Griff, I want to ask you about this as a hoops head. The way TNT is treating this, Brian Hartman's right. It feels like we're watching the NCAA tournament. They really have invested. Somebody's invested. I don't know where this money's coming from, but this thing feels so big time when you're watching it, Griff.
Yeah, it is. And I know some people are disappointed about not being in the so-called, quote, championship game. But you got to look at the criteria and the difference, the way it was set up. It wasn't set up like your normal bracket. I applaud the people who are behind it. I'm not sure who headed the players' tournament, but however, fine. Because what's interesting, Tony, travel ball, if you go back to the high school travel circuit, it's very similar format and it may be like that in soccer. You know that more than I do, but I know travel ball well, where you'd have 4 teams in a bracket and they do point differential. And the difference in that is you don't pull back. You try to destroy your opponent from buzzer to buzzer, because the point differential may come in for seeding as you advance. So I understand that. That's fine. The matchups, you could say, well, look at the matchups. They had a harder road. Fine. Great. It's not about for me, if they come out here 3-0, that's all that matters. If they get a $300,000 payout versus $1 million, that's between you and your boy Danny White. That means nothing to these players. It's not like I don't know how much, if anything, they get out of it. Probably nothing, but that doesn't matter in the big picture. It's matchups, and I think this is a great matchup for them to play Kansas versus playing another opponent because of the stature and the history of Kansas. And one last thing, Tony, to touch on Kansas, because you asked about them. Unfortunately for Bill Self, last year, if you recall, I think they were either number 1 or 2 or their top 5 preseason rated. They had their worst season under him in 23 years.
It's like they're losing altitude, Griff.
Yeah. So, and they're 6th. If you look at the blog, the 3-pointers, they're preseason ranked Big 12 6th, which I had to do a double take. I'm like, 6th. I've never seen Kansas not top 1 or 2 with Houston. Of course, now the conference is blown up, but they were 21-13, and they lost in the first round last year by 17 to Iowa State. So this is a trend that I know Bill Self wants to stop. I think it's still going to be a long season for them, even with Peterson in. Do they make the tournament? Oh, sure. But this is not a typical Kansas team, and I'm not discounting tonight.
Yep.
But, Tony, when you look at the history of Kansas, even last year, how long did Hunter Dickinson play in college? He killed Tennessee when he was at Michigan. Well, he was a 4-year starter. You had DeJuan Harris, seemed like he played 8 years. A.J. Storr, who transferred from, I believe, St. John's, that they were expecting big things, and also the muscular guy, K.J. Adams. So you talk about replacing star players who had experience. Yep. That's where another thing that works to Tennessee's advantage. Even if they have newer players, Kansas has a whole new makeup of players minus Badinga.
True.
Mark, I think Kansas hasn't really done the portal thing as well in this era because it seemed like they had a lot of pieces last year that just didn't fit together well. I think the Storrs kid came from Wisconsin, and you had Dickinson there, and you just had pieces that it's just kind of like pickup basketball where it just did not handle that well. And that's one thing he's for all his greatness.
This Campbell guy who came back from East Tennessee State is part of Tennessee's secret sauce. Their player evals, and as they identify people in the portal, and they already have people online for next year. We're doing this a year ahead of time now. This is for real in college basketball. You have a pretty decent idea of where you're going to go. Now, last year, the McNeely thing sort of fell apart on the Vols.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have his credits weren't going to transfer, and he was serious about his major. But because they had him lined up, and he would have been dynamite.
And speaking of which,
team.
Tony, for your listeners who don't know who McNeely is, former Virginia guard. I saw him last year in Nassau. Typical Barnes player. Fans would love him. They will be able to see him where, Tony? Who's he play for now? Louisville.
Louisville, yep.
Which Tennessee plays them soon.
Yes.
Anyhow.
Well, Griff, what happens tonight? How does it play out? And who for the Vols shines this evening? Because each night it's been somebody different. And, man, in 4 weeks, these guys have come so far.
Well, Tony, I think that's going to be a question we're going to hear night in and night out with this team is who is going to shine. The good side of that is there's several options. You and I talked. My concern going in, it's still a concern, is consistent three-point shooting. One of the great things to witness, and you and I discussed this ad nauseum, that a lot of your listeners may not have seen was, Gillespie came in as a point guard, and you and I talked, Tony. I'd said if they can get a point guard, and I'm really big on the Bird kid, and it may be somebody else. I mean, it may be Abram, it may be Boswell. Since they're able to free him up on the wing, such a better shooter, and as a point guard, Tony, you don't have in college point guards that are getting those open shots because they're creators. So, they're creating shots. They're not sitting there, being able just to take that shot because they're trying to create action for their teammates. But as an off guard, they're able to get the shot as needed.
Griff, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. I predict that Ament pops back and really has a nice night tonight as well. So there you go. And by the way, this Gillespie guy gives Tennessee a gear in March we haven't had in recent years. This guy's a different cat now. I'm just going to come out and say it. Hey, I love ZZ Stop. I'll always be indebted to him. The guy's a warrior. This kid here on both ends of the floor, though, is a really nice player. It's not accidental that he led a Maryland team that hadn't done it in forever to the Sweet 16 last year. Not accidental. That guy's a nice player, Mark.
Yeah, he is. And I mean, I love his interview. I mean, he was reflecting on last year's team, what it meant going into this year. He was at Maryland last year. Why was he there?
Let's go. That's
awesome. And just such a great kid. Tennessee kid, which is always nice.
Yeah.
And Tony, I misspoke. I mentioned Iowa State beat Kansas, and I was wrong. It was Arkansas.
Arkansas.
That's
right.
Hey, anytime I don't have to give Coach Cal credit, I like to stay away from that. So that may have been on purpose. But anyway.
Griff, I love you. You're my man. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours, and God bless you, my man. Thanks for everything you do
and we're
going
to do this starting in January, right, Tony? On Tuesday, hopefully.
Yeah! You got it, buddy. I love you.
All right. Love you guys.
Bye.
See ya.
The great Mark Griffin. Yeah, we're gonna start doing a segment each week, Bri. Griff, once a week, Griff. Bri, you for it or against it?
I'm for Polly Joe talking about Bruins and how he never gets it done.
Are you imitating Polly Joe right now, Bri?
Bruins makes our seasons disappear. It's great for Mark Griffin to pump us up, but he's no Mark Pope.
Here's my favorite thing about this basketball season is that some of you, and I hope you learn from this, because I'm a jump to conclusions person. I just am by nature. Some of you, and Dave, you're one of them, were telling me that we weren't going to be 500 in the league after the first couple games. Let me tell you something. You don't know Shiat from Shinola early in the season. These coaches don't even know what they have. Nobody knows what they have. This is pickup basketball now, parading around as college basketball. So, you have to pick well. Tennessee's got this Campbell guy over there, I'm telling you, is the best player personnel guy in the deal. He just is. Now, they don't call him that, but they've got a team of people, and he's one of them. And Randy, his father, is as good a man as they come. And I'm telling you right now, these people know what they're doing. They know what they're... If Tennessee's involved with somebody, chances are they can play. Because they hit a lot more than they miss. And I mean a lot more than they miss. We're going to come back. Watson Brown's going to join the fray. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's absolutely insane, presented by our friends at Simpson's Meats on a Wednesday, as we continue with more after this.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the Volunteer State by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof, T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner.
Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our Gold Bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama ZZ approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols!
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine. Live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Hey there, Basilio crew. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. The holiday season is here, and if your plans include unwrapping your new home, then take advantage of less competition and motivated sellers while others are out fighting over parking spots at the mall. Smart buyers are out snagging deals on great homes, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and as always, go Vols!
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with you, and my head remains in a position of obeisance because I'm bowing thy head when I say thy name, ladies and gentlemen. And look, around here, we don't bow our heads for just anybody. But when it comes to the great Watson Brown, the head is bowed. The segment is presented by Simpson's Meats. The holiday is Thanksgiving, Christmas. Family, corporate gifting, different gifts for friends or clients or family members. And the centerpiece of your meal this year, whole tenderloin, standing rib roast. Taking pre-orders through Christmas. Don't compromise on the centerpiece for your family. Let's go to the phones. We bring in the Newsmaker hotline, TLD Logistics hotline, the great Watson Brown in. Watson Brown, we got us an interesting football game this weekend, my good Christian friend. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, and this may be as good a game as we've had all year, Tony. I mean, seriously, because this is two really, really good offenses, and I can't wait to watch them take each other on because the defense that slows them down is probably going to win the game and gets a few turnovers. I mean, and it'll be slow them down. I mean, Vanderbilt's been slowed down 3 times. Missouri did it and lost their quarterback in the first series of the third quarter. Lost 17-10. They did a good job. Texas did a real good job till 3 minutes and 46 seconds to go. They were up 34-16. And Alabama did a great job against them. So only 3 teams have slowed them down. I don't know that anybody has slowed Tennessee down. I think Tennessee's moved. When Tennessee's gotten in trouble, they turn the ball over.
Tennessee slowed themselves down. Tennessee should have a couple more wins. Yes. Look, against Oklahoma, you have to value the ball. Joey's had a really nice year. I mean, I was looking at Joey's numbers last night, and
they're great.
He's one of 5 guys, Watson, that's gone over 3,000 yards in a season, and he literally got here. I looked it up last night. He was 111 days on campus before they played Syracuse. That is phenomenal.
I have defended him to the tilt. He has a couple of bad plays, and they were bad.
Sure,
they hurt bad.
Sure.
But who doesn't? I mean, and he's a first-time starter in this offense. Yep. And for him to throw for that, to me, Tony, on a 50-50 football team, it's not a Mike Leach team. It's a 50-50 run-pass football team.
Yes.
That's fantastic numbers. That's why I look forward to it. You go and look. I don't know that any quarterback in the SEC's played better than these 2 guys. Both of them have played fantastic football all year long.
And Pavia, look, the thing about Pavia is they've really found their footing with a deep ball game. They played bombs away on Kentucky. What was that about, Watson?
I knew that one. I told you all that last week. I mean, it was a perfect storm. Kentucky was overrated. They really hadn't beaten anybody yet, and they were tired. And Vanderbilt had a week off. And Kentucky's got Louisville, arch rival, this week. So, I mean, that one was a perfect storm to me. Give Vanderbilt credit for carrying that out, but I thought they would. I didn't think it'd be that bad, but I thought they'd get them pretty good.
Schematically, what's Tennessee do offensively this week? They spread them out and run the ball.
I was spread them all over the field. I think Vanderbilt is very good tackle to tackle. Play the run right at them pretty good when they can put people in the box. But they're not going to put the people in the box on early downs against Tennessee. They're not going to do it. They can't afford to do it. They're not going to just let them go one-on-one out there. So on early downs, they're going to spread out with you, and you got to be able to run the ball into the spread sets, and you got to have some good play-action passes into the coverages they're playing against, their defend coverages, as I would call them. And then, Tony, when they're going in now, the third and long, they're very blitz-oriented. 5 or more guys, and when they get to the 20 going in, they're very blitz-oriented, 5 or more guys. And so you've got to understand that and handle that well. If they do, they'll move the ball well. If one of those doesn't come through, Vanderbilt will hang around enough that they can win the game.
How many deep shots, Watson?
Tennessee?
Yeah. How many deep shots?
I think quite a few. If you call those seams into those defend coverages as deep shots, I do. Those verticals into those, which might be 20-yard, 15, 20-yard throws, but they're deep throws.
I call those deep throws.
I think they're going to take a bunch.
Okay,
I think they're going to take a bunch, and I think they're going to throw. Remember what Texas did to them?
Sure.
Texas threw the little bubbles outside and killed them. They couldn't tackle them. And I think Tennessee will throw a lot of those Saturday too.
You know, Watson, I've got to share with you that when I watch Texas offense, because their offensive line's so bad, when they play those half games, right, all they do is dump the ball out on those bubbles. That's their offense.
Give Sarkisian credit.
Yeah,
he
all they do.
figured out that he couldn't do what he wants to do.
Absolutely.
And he changed. He changed mid-season, and they've been a whole lot better since they did. A whole lot better. And so has Arch. He's been a whole lot better.
Because they're not asking him to do a lot. Let me bring Sean Sinclair.
Conservative throws and quick throws.
Bring Cinco and Brian in here. Cast and crew, fellas, you guys have anything for the great Watson Brown on the eve of Thanksgiving as we get ready to play see a signature game this weekend?
I just noticed how Tennessee left so much. They didn't have to do hardly anything fancy against Florida. They took one deep shot the whole game.
No, they had that one.
They didn't have to. They just could run pretty much all night because the way Florida was playing. I think the Vols have so much more in their arsenal they could throw at Vanderbilt, and they may have to in this game. Your thoughts?
I think they beat Florida exactly the right way. They went after them early and quick, put them away, and honestly, kind of just wrote it out. And didn't hurt anybody too bad, I don't think, and didn't have to show anything much. So there should be a lot of tricks left in the bag, and this is the week to use everything you got. To me, everything you got. Now that they've lost those 3 that they played against the 3 of the top 5 that they lost to. You throw everything to me at this one because you know Vanderbilt's fixing to throw everything they got at you.
Empty.
They are playing for something. Now, they're not going to get in just by winning this game. They're going to have some 2 or 3 others lose. So they're still a ways away themselves from getting in, but they can't get in without this victory.
Empty
so
the tank.
That's why, to me, and I can't wait to I know how Vanderbilt's going to play. I can't wait to see how Tennessee plays and the pride they come out with, and I think they're going to lay it on the line and play one of their best games of the year. That's why I think it's going to be a great football game.
You have a kid like Pavia on your team. I don't know if you coach a kid like that, but
yeah, I have.
Okay, so a kid that loves to go out and loves to agitate the opponent, and he kind of gets.
No, I haven't had one like that.
Okay,
I haven't.
So he fuels himself, but he's a gamer. He's a hell of a player. He gets between the lines, and he goes, from a Vanderbilt perspective, I'm looking at him, I would be a little concerned that a kid like that's overhyped and overamped. He did that to himself at Alabama. If he handles the situations a little better at Alabama, they probably get out of there with a win.
Yeah, he overdid himself at Alabama, and I thought he did in the part for about 3/4 of Texas.
Another good point.
He pressed in that game a little bit and tried to force him to hold the ball too long, had some big sacks instead of just take off like he does. But I think he's gotten better as the season's gone on with that, Tony. I think he must be a really sharp kid because I think he takes coaching well, and he comes across as so brash in everything he does.
Yep.
But he must not be that within his team because the teammates seem to just love him and believe in him so much. Most of the brash guys I've had like that, they're not just overly loved on the team itself. But he's also backed up most of the time. I mean, he's made some statements. He's made some statements about this game.
Oh, hell yeah.
Back in the summer. So, he's going to have to come back it up. But I've put up with it because he's backed it up, number one, but he seems to be a class act and doing things the right way with his teammates.
Watson, if you're coaching, okay, and then I'm gonna get Sean in here as well. You put that stuff on the projector and on the video in the room. Everybody's got the TVs now and the whole deal throughout the complex. Are you playing those comments that he made back in the summer and also what the head coach was caught saying on that Netflix special back in the summer? Or if you're Heupel, do you just let this thing speak for itself? How do you play it if you're them?
I think it's out there so much he's probably not going to make a big deal. There may be a statement or two within the team with it after practice, but no. It doesn't seem to be Josh's way to me. There are coaches that would have used that big time. I can see some now that I think would. That would be a big deal. Josh doesn't seem to be. It wouldn't be with me, but I would know my team knew.
What would a guy like Saban do? What would Saban do in a deal like that?
Saban, I don't think would touch it. I don't think he would touch it, but I think he'd have assistants touch it. And he'd make sure there's stuff that they know. All these kids know with social media now.
Yes, they do.
Tony, it's different than when I came through.
Yes, they do.
These kids here, they know more than the coaches know. I mean, there's a teammate. The tailback was a teammate of his. At Tennessee, is a teammate of his at New Mexico.
That's
correct?
Right. That's exactly right.
Or at junior college.
You're New Mexico State. You're exactly right.
He was his teammate. I'll bet you they've talked.
Hey, Watson,
I wouldn't doubt it at all that they've talked.
Hey, Watson, the people in New Mexico State have to be sick. Because Pavia
did they have some good players come through that place?
Dude, is that tight end any good? Is this tight end any good?
That kid's a first rounder.
Huh?
He's going to go in the first round. Somewhere in the first round. Probably in the 20s or the teens, somewhere in there. He's a first rounder.
He's a great player. I hope the Eagles get him. Let me bring Sean Sinclair in here, the great Watson Brown joining. On the eve of Thanksgiving, I'm so thankful for him. I'm thankful for our friends at Simpson's Meats. They're an incredible partner with us. Cinco, jump in.
Yeah, I think I believe Coach is right with Heupel. I guarantee you every word he said is being said in a defensive meeting or an offensive line meeting room, especially linebackers, D-line. They're hammering on that to get those guys fired up.
Yeah. They're figuring a way to do it without Josh standing up and making a big issue of it. But again, if the pride's there, Sean, and I think it is. I've seen the team play all year, and there was a get through this game at New Mexico State with playing New Mexico State. Other than that, I haven't seen them just lay an egg this year. They've lost games because they didn't do some things good enough, but they haven't laid an egg like teams do sometimes.
All right.
Honestly, neither is Vanderbilt. Both these two teams are going, in my opinion, absolutely get after each other's butt. It could be a really fun game to watch. It could be up there with the Georgia game in Neyland Stadium this year.
Fill in the blanks. Ready? Vanderbilt wins if.
Boy, that's a hard one for me because I would normally say if they control the ball like they like to do, the one that controls the ball the most. But in the last couple of games, Vanderbilt hasn't done that. They've gone after Kentucky. They went after Auburn. They had to. Auburn had them down 17, at the half? 17-7?
Yes. They were down
and
3
they came
scores.
out in the second half and said, screw it, we got to let it go.
Yep.
Well, they scored bunches of points. I think from there they said, hey, we're pretty good at this. They did the same thing at Texas. We're beat. Let's just let it go. And they were pretty good at it. So I'm not sure how Vanderbilt's going to play. I think they'll start out playing their style. And the one that controls the ball the best keeps the ball, I think, and keeps it away from the other offense because the two defenses are very average, and the two offenses are maybe the two best in the conference, at least in the top 5 of the conference.
So Tennessee wins if they control the running game.
Tennessee has got to control the ball and get their points.
Yep.
Control the ball, but don't kick field goals. Control the ball and get your points. And I think they can. I think they can control the ball, but they've been in a lot of too tights run right at you. I don't think personally that's the best way to go at Vanderbilt. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm right. That's just an opinion.
Interesting.
But I just think spreading Vanderbilt out and putting their athletes in space instead of trying to run up in there all day long is a better way to play them. And that's not been what they've done in recent games. It wasn't what they did against Florida.
So you don't
and
have to be
they're pretty good at doing that. Now, the Vanderbilt, the Tennessee offensive line is, in my personal opinion, by far the best line that Vanderbilt's played. And I don't even think it's close. Vanderbilt is not – Tennessee has played 3 of the top 5 in the league.
Yep.
And lost to all 3 of them. Vanderbilt's only played 1 of the top 5. Texas A&M has played none of the top 5. 0. And going to finish the season 0. They're playing Texas, who's in the top 8. Vanderbilt would be considered in the top 8. But in the top 5 that right now are going to the playoffs, Vanderbilt only played 1 of those, and that was Alabama. And Alabama ran the ball. If you remember, Alabama ran the ball really well in the second half. Just flat wore them down. And I think Tennessee's line is by far the best line Vanderbilt has played. They've got to take advantage of that, to me, John and Tony and Brian, to win the game. That's the piece that's better than anything that Vanderbilt has is the Tennessee offensive line.
Watson,
and what Vanderbilt has that's better than anything Tennessee has, and Aguilar's close, is Pavia. And you better give up a few runs to the running backs. You better
account for him.
Put your eyes on Pavia all day long. I say he gets 15 carries in this game. He's going to let it go this week and do everything he can to win the game.
Hey, Watson, I'm so concerned. I was telling Sean this off the air about the way we lose contain on defense and him running around and him himself running for over 100 yards in this game. He could do it. I mean, the guy's a maniac.
He can do it against anybody.
Yeah, he's a maniac.
He can do it against anybody. Yep. He is a bona fide football player.
He's a hell of a player.
And he is physically strong, Tony. He's unbelievly quick-footed.
It's a great game.
He has an unbelievable knack of filling bodies around him in the pocket without flinching.
Yeah.
He can fill them without flinching. He's tough. I wouldn't want to play him. I would not want to play this kid. I think he's that good. If there's nobody in the country that has meant more to his team than Pavia, in my opinion.
Watson, I love you and appreciate you like there is no other. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. I want to thank our friends at Simpson's Meats. Steaks make a great gift box available. The holidays fast approaching. A great gift for friends, clients, family members, you name it. And Watson Brown, I love you, my brother.
Well, you all are family, Tony. All of you.
Familia.
Sean Bryan.
Yep.
It's an honor to be on with you always, and enjoy Thanksgiving.
Yep.
and Simpson's Meats become family too. So,
well, you're a valued member. You're a valued member of our dysfunctional radio family, Watson. Thank you.
Well, I'm just as dysfunctional as you are. So there you go. We fit well.
Love you, brother. Thank you. I love that guy. I love him. I love him. I love him. Let's toin it up. Toin it up. That was Ronnie Van Zant. Toin it up. So we continue with more on the other side. It is your Wednesday extravaganza. We are going to do a TLD Logistics Overdrive overtime. I said we weren't earlier. I promised Laura I wouldn't, but I'm a sicko. If you want to get in, I know folks have been trying to get in today. We'll stay. We'll kick it around a little bit. It all happens after this.
Guests appear on the TLD Logistics Hotline. Online at tldlogistics.com.
Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company-paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a two-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first night of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that'll be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club team started at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we are the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our trials last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the Triple Wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
The season of giving reminds us of what truly matters, community and connection. Hi there, Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. As the year closes, I wanted to take a moment to sincerely thank you, my Basilio family clients. Thank you for trusting me with your most important decisions. Whether it was finding your first home or successfully closing a chapter, your trust means everything. I look forward to new and continued relationships through the new year, and feel free to reach out to me at 865-694-5904 or nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And of course, go Vols.
Tony B back with you. 865-200-5402. Little catch in my throat here. Welcome in. You're on the air. Hello.
What's going on, Tony? This is DR Vol. I always appreciate people that's never done my job telling me how to do my job, don't you?
Love it. Yeah.
Hoping we're not going to lose you live on air, Tony.
Might increase the numbers.
Be good for content, wouldn't it? And speaking of content, man, I love the post-game show last night, especially when Nate Ament, was that guy basically compared him to what, Tyreek Key? I mean, could he play in the NAIA this year?
What did you think of me blowing that guy up last night?
That was incredible. What's funny is me and my wife were listening to you at a Mexican restaurant when we had margaritas. And that guy came on, and that made the dinner even more enjoyable, so I appreciate you, Tony.
That guy royally pissed me off. Look, if you want to come on and constructively criticize and do whatever you're doing, fine. We're not on the air. Oh, let me do a legal. I got to do a quick legal here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we're on the air.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340.
William Patterson's up next.
WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Laura's telling me I still got to do this. I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't do it, she said. See that, DR? We all have bosses, DR.
Yeah,
everybody's
I
got
got
a boss.
remarried 2 years. I got remarried 2 years ago. And
there you go.
It's TLD Logistics Overdrive.
There you go.
Overtime. Presented by TLD Logistics. Online at tldlogistics.com.
It's TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime presented.
Go to the guys with today's edition of TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime.
Something about choking to death, Kristen. And I want to talk over you. And now my eyes are watering. DR Vol, so he's talking about a caller last night that called in and really launched on Nate Ament and how this team was overly physical with him and he can't play and it's a waste of money. Let me tell you something about Nate Ament. Nate Ament's going to be very, 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 very good when it matters this year. He's going to be excellent in conference. Tennessee wanted Houston to rough him up last night and beat him up, and it was good. You can teach off of that because guess what? In the conference, people are going to put their hands on him. They're going to play him physically, and he's going to grow from it. He is going to grow from it. So, and I blasted that guy because he didn't say one positive thing about that basketball game, and he pissed me off. And that, look, you're entitled to your opinion, but I don't have to listen to it. So, goodbye.
Well, at least have a good opinion, especially after that game, Tony. Nothing will ever, to me, top the number 1 versus number 2, Tennessee-Memphis. That's got to be number 2 in non-conference regular season games for me since I've been watching, and I started watching in 2005.
That was incredible, dude. Cinco, you spent time in Memphis. That 1 versus 2 game down there, Cinco, when they were at the height of their powers and Bruce Pearl brought the circus down there against John Calipari, that was all-time, Cinco.
That was all-time great. I'm not a lifelong thing, but that was one of them. Frankly, last night was one. Durant, Texas game here was one. Kansas after the whole crew got thrown off and Scuddy missile was launching here. Those were some of the better games, but I honestly don't think you can understate how big that win was last night. They stood up to the bully because Houston is a bully team. They bullied us last year. And
they sure did.
Even Steven, they won the game.
And Tennessee went out in the offseason and said, we have seen the light. And they changed the type of athlete they were getting. And you saw it last night. They got Carey specifically to play in that game last night.
The physicality of that game. My mom is from Michigan, Tony, and so my grandpa was a huge Bad Boys fan, Detroit Pistons fan. And I've seen highlights in the documentaries, and that game last night reminded me of it. They just beat the hell out of each other, and it was incredible. I mean, I've watched football games, wasn't as physical as that game last night. It was just a damn March game, just edge of your seat. It's amazing. I want to rewatch it today. It was so incredible.
And we were down 11, to your point. We were down 11 and could have folded. It looked like they were going to fold us up again.
Well, and I think that's the difference in this team this year because I said that last night. I was like, God, here we go. Because I was at the Elite Eight game last year. That was a waste of time and money because you knew from the beginning we had no shot. We couldn't make a shot. And they were just more physical than us. Gillespie, guys, is he the best guard Barnes has had since he's been at Tennessee?
Brian Hartman.
That's I think Connect still has to be probably number 1.
No, he means point guard, Brian. Point guard. He's
point guard.
Point guard we've had.
Well, you got Bone, I guess. I don't know. Probably point guard, yeah.
He's a great player. Wow. I can see why they fought so hard for him. And just a wonderful talent, man. I mean, just a wonderful talent.
Yeah, they don't really miss the Rice kid that went to USC. I guess they probably are satisfied with what they got.
Brian, if they would have gotten that Rice kid who they had and USC bought him, I mean, they would have been a national championship. We'd be cutting the damn nets down if we'd have gotten those two guys. But as it is, we're pretty good. But they would have been cutting them down, baby doll.
Tony, I got a statement, a question. I'll get off here. I know other people want to get to it. I need to offer an apology. I was a Boswell basher last year, and I'm a Boswell believer. Now, that kid played his ass off.
Yes.
That's something I appreciate after watching Boo Boo Carter all season, honestly.
Boo Boo Carter, Cinco. How great's that nickname, Boo Boo?
Tell it walking, Boo.
That is insane. Boo Boo Carter. That's well done.
We got
but Boswell,
post-boo bump.
Somebody said last night that his name ought to be Boswell from now on. I apologize, too. Look, the staff thinks coming into the year, this guy's got D2 offensive skills, but he's a pretty good defender. If he can give you 8 to 10 points a night, which I think is going to be a stretch in some games, but if he could do anything close to that, he's extremely playable as a two-guard. You do not need him to score. His level of want-to on defense last night, when he dove, he was diving like a human bruise all over the floor last night, man.
He wanted it. Somebody compared him to Meshack. Obviously not as good a defender, but maybe the early Meshack days because he tried and the effort was there.
Yep.
Question before I go, Tony, you're a wrestling fan. Who would make a better WWE character, Diego Pavia's mom or Boo Boo Carter's mom? And I'll hang up and listen. Happy Thanksgiving.
I think they could be a tag team. Run Right Wannabe, who I love, who mixes over at tclub.team, where we've got like a 4,000-word blog today. Ron Right Wannabe has had a great line in our YouTube chat, Cinco. He calls Diego Pavia Dirty Doug Flutie. Dirty Doug.
Tell me I get all the sideshow with his family and the way he works the media and ruffles feathers, but is he a significantly better player than Joey is?
Yes.
Okay.
To his team, he is. I think so, yes. I mean, Joey's a nice player, but if you put Joey down there and asked him to run around and run in that offense, this guy's like 90% of what they do, Sean. Yeah, he's significantly better in my mind.
Okay.
What do you think, Brian?
Well, I just think it's what Tennessee needs Aguilar to do. I think Vanderbilt needs different things from Pavia that Tennessee needs from Aguilar. I think the pure quarterback, as far as just if you take running the ball out of it, I'll take Aguilar 100 times out of 100.
I agree with that.
Over Pavia.
No, I agree with that. But when you start talking about most valuable players in the deal, Vanderbilt, if you take Pavia off their team, there is zero chance that they have that record. And I mean,
they don't. Yeah, their program, because
they're 500.
Barkley lost to East Tennessee State his first game.
Yeah, they're 500.
They're not even 500.
Away. Yeah.
And so here's a shocking. The Field of 68 came out with this. The SEC is 5-18 against other top 60 teams that aren't conference opponents.
Say it again.
The SEC is 5-18 against power conference opponents that are in the top 60.
Woo! And that's in hoops so far, right?
That's in hoops. So it's not going to be another historically great year. Tennessee's one of only 4 SEC teams that haven't lost yet.
Here's the deal with Joey Aguilar. He leads the league in passing yards, and that's great. And he's been great. But Pavia is like a force. He just is. And, he might – my hope this weekend is he's way over amped for this game, and it costs his team. But, yeah, I think that I just think overall, totality-wise, yes. The answer to that is yes. Now, I'm not diminishing.
I got another one for you guys. There's some talk out there that Banks could move over to Virginia Tech.
Oh, let's go.
That's the question I have for you. Forget about who you going to get, all that stuff. Are you for a new defensive coordinator, or are you riding with Banks next year?
Are you kidding?
I'd like a new one.
I'm ready for something new.
How about if Banks goes, you elevate Rodney Garner to defensive coordinator and have him still coach his position?
I think Rodney's going to go back to Auburn, Brian. That's what I'm hearing. Let's go back to the phones because it's family and all that stuff. And he will be a huge loss. Maybe if Banks leaves, though, maybe he stays. Who knows? Let's go back to the phones. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, guys. Rusty.
Hey, Rusty. Welcome in, buddy.
Thanks, brother. Hey, so I want to talk about basketball and Vegas and all that. But real quick, you're right. Vanderbilt may be a 6-6 team without Pavia. But I'll say this. I'm not sure the Volunteers aren't like 6-5 right now without Joey Aguilar.
Well, Mike, Tony took my question a different direction. I was asking who's a better player. I wasn't asking who's a better player for their system or for their team.
That's a great point. That's a great point, Sean. Because
I think there's no question. There's no questioning Pavio's impact on Vanderbilt. They're nowhere close to being where they are without him. I mean, whether it's his ability on the field, I think he's had a tremendous impact on that program psychologically, and you can't measure that. But they're just a different team in those uniforms with him there than I've seen over the past 40 years. But in a lot of ways, there's been several games where Joey's kind of taken a back seat to the running game, and I know he's had some mistakes. There was a cluster of games there, but I'm not ready to concede that Pavia is the better player. I don't know. Maybe it's my arrogance.
Let me rephrase what I said then, because when you rephrase that question, I think they're both very good, and I think they both prove that if you have an eye for what you're trying to do in this league, you don't have to spend at the very top of the deal to win in this league and be effective. Both of these guys have proven that because they both function very well in their offense.
Chambliss proves it too.
And Chambliss is another one. It is the year of the Joes over the pros because no three of those guys are what you call pro quarterbacks.
What Sean said is spot on with the two guys in overall and not just their systems. Because the one thing you got to factor in with Pavia is he's playing in this system that he brought from New Mexico State for like 5 years now. He knows that thing so inside and out. And if you put him on Arkansas's team,
Speaking of that, what do you think
I don't know that I'd be ready to discount that because
he'd be
Coach
good.
said something about a half hour ago. He said he's just a bona fide football player. I agree with that. I think he'd be a wonderful player here. But you bring up an incredible point that this is essentially his system he's running right now. I hadn't thought about that.
It is. I mean, he would be good at Arkansas. He wouldn't be what he is at Vanderbilt in that system that he's been in for so long with Jerry Kill.
We better set the edge Saturday, Rusty. That's all I know.
Well, not just setting the edge. You have to rush the quarterback responsibly. Always contain. Stay in front, make a wall, let your other teammates come help you, and you tackle as a team, especially in your front four. That it's pretty simple. It's what we did to Mateer most of the day, except 2 plays, one being that 3rd and 16. We really did a good job on Mateer. We just had 2 busts and let him escape. You have to limit Pavia to maybe one time when you let him escape. Yeah. Anyway, basketball. Man, that tournament is awesome. People are talking about the crowd. I'll tell you this much: if the gym held like 2,000 people like it does in Atlantis or at Maui, it would have been a packed house. Like it would have been overflowing. There was twice the amount of fans that those events get, and there was 2 venues in Vegas, or there's 2 venues going on in Vegas. Isn't that
cool? Rusty, is it worth going to from California? Did you enjoy it?
It was a blast, man. Had an absolute ball. Got that biggest thing, said it the other night. I got to hang out and have dinner with Ben, and we got to talk about how healthy he is now and how great he's doing, and that trumped the tournament, but that's another story. The thing's a blast. They do need to switch it up, and I hear it's going to be a longer tournament with more teams next year, and it's actually going to be a tournament is what they were saying when I was out there. But one thing they could do that like a Maui does or an Atlantis does, they sell tickets to a fan base and put them all together. Like you had, like the biggest problem with it not looking like a great representation of the Tennessee fan base or the Houston fan base or the Kansas is it's just intermingling because you're buying your tickets all from the secondary market through their event. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Instead of designating, and then you'd have more of that feel in the place. That's an interesting thought from you.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Tennessee fans, we all got tickets in section 23 and 24, for instance, which was across from where our bench was yesterday. But there was probably another 1,000 fans, Tennessee fans, just scattered throughout the arena. It would have been, and I mean, I know there's always going to be some scattering, but it still wasn't. You weren't getting everybody together. The coverage was incredible. the passion in the arenas. I mean, when Syracuse went on the run late against Houston, it was, I mean, you could feel that the orange came down from, upstate New York and were there and were feeling it. And when Kansas was wrapping up the Syracuse game yesterday and they started doing Rock Chalk Jayhawk, it echoed in there.
That's
it was awesome.
Cool, dude. Hey, here's the thing, because I've been to like several NCAA tournament games, and I recommend that to anybody that's never been to an. You don't even have to be a fan of a particular team to feel a sense of what makes college hoops special. Somehow they've been able to capture that out in Vegas, and the way they're presenting this whole thing has such a weight to it. I mean, I hate to say it, I was really skeptical of this thing. I don't know where the hell they're getting the money. I don't pretend to know where they're getting the money, but this is one incredible event that we're a part of, and we're going to be in it next year too.
Yep. If they just turn it into a true tournament format, it's going to become a huge thing. Mm-hmm. It's going to get really big because people out there have loved it, and I think it's only going to grow, especially if you can really have it be like a 5-round tournament, like starting basically at the round of 32. We've got past the Thursday, Friday NCAA tournament games, and we're starting on Saturday, and you're playing five games wins the whole thing, and everybody gets to play the 5 games. If they get to that format, it's gonna be really awesome. And Vegas is a little easier to get to than the Bahamas or Hawaii. And I'll tell you where they're getting their money from.
The Saudis.
Tons and tons of sponsorship, which is obvious.
The Saudis.
And most of these fan bases brought a bunch of people out there. And most of us idiots were staying up to 4 a.m. at the Blackjack and the Mississippi Stud and the Pie Gal tables throwing money away. And that goes a long way into it when you're giving MGM Grand and Mandalay Bay all your money at the tables.
Thank you, my man. Great talking to
Later.
you. And tonight, we're on live with you as soon as the Kansas game's over. I'm not going to lie to you. We had a football post-game crowd after that game last night because, Sean, it popped everybody. It popped people. That sporting event last night popped me. You know,
I think it just you know what, it legitimized everything about this basketball team, because I went into it, and I'm sorry to be like this, but I didn't know how it would go, but I didn't think we were going to win the game. Houston's reloaded, number 3 in the country. I thought we would. I thought we'd have a nice showing. I wasn't able to watch the game until the very end, but I kept going on. I was like, man, how about this? We came back after that deficit, and I was like, wow. And then when they essentially just closed the game out with free throws, that's a level of toughness. I know Barnes' teams are defensive and everything, but I thought there was another level of toughness in March that maybe we don't have, and I saw that last night.
And again, they built their team to play with that Houston team. That was the whole design of this roster, to function in games like that. Because last year, let's just put this like it is, okay? Calling ace and ace. Tennessee got the hell beat out of them in that game last year. And as a caller called that was there, they couldn't function in that game. But let's go back to the phones. 865-200-5402. Vandy Dandy just came in. He's 8575. Vandy Dandy, and he spelled Pavia in all capital letters, Cinco. The trash talk is beginning. For all I know, it's one of Pavia's brothers.
Hey, I got to run off, but I'll be back on tonight.
Because I don't think those guys, shall we say, weak. So I know they're not doing anything in the middle of the day. Thank you, Brian. Love you.
See you, Tom.
Talk to you tonight. I'll tell
Is
you what.
Is his mom having a kissing booth in the visitor section asking for a friend?
Hello and welcome into the next call. You're on the air. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole, literally and figuratively. Hi, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Tony, Sean, Joshy boy?
Wingso! Underwings. Man the man.
No wings.
Man the man.
Hey, Sean, I heard what you said Saturday night on the post-game show that you didn't care if we ran the score up against Florida. And I respectfully disagree with that. For all the years that they beat us down there, I kind of wanted them to put up like 50 against Florida.
Well, I can appreciate what you're saying. My comments were that Josh Heupel did not cause the 40 years of misery with Florida.
Right.
I think a lot of people were looking for 100-0. Just to get every bit of revenge out there we could, and I get that. If you go back and look at that game, it's up 31-0, and I think Florida threw 7 passes in the second half. I mean, that was an absolute Florida sit in the corner, shut your mouth, and let's run the game out.
That's it.
I thought it was almost more embarrassing than scoring 80 points on them.
You know, Sean, and why bother, right? Heupel's over there on the sideline going, okay, you want to take the air out of this game? Take the air out of the game. We've got bigger fish to fry than you next week. That's what Tennessee said to them.
I know the Gonzalez guy ran it most of the time in the second half, Tony, and I feel like Heupel controlled most of the game in the second half by running it down their throats.
I'm not here to tell you you're wrong in wanting 100 points or 200 points or 3. I totally get it. It was to me, it was like Josh Heupel thought, you're not even worth it, dude.
Yeah,
this is such a pathetic opponent. I'm going to rub your nose into it in front of your fans. I'm going to watch them leave the stadium. This isn't the swamp.
We got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, we do.
But you're not wrong. I get it.
Right. So, question for you guys, if we don't end up winning Saturday against Vandy, how crazy is it that Tennessee doesn't have a win against a team under over 500 this season if they can't beat Vandy Saturday?
Well, I got, and this is going to be one of the things we're saying Friday when I'm at Calhoun's. This fan base is going to freak out if they lose this game. They're going to freak out on Danny White. Danny White and Josh Heupel are going to wake up in a brand new reality if they lose this game. That's how big this game is.
Right.
I'm talking about a brand new reality.
Right.
Do not want to lose this game. Our fan base, especially Cinco, I was talking with a mid-stater that told me, you have no idea what it means to the mid-state money people to win this game, the game of consequence in this series. Better not drop this game.
Yeah.
Well, I agree, and I think that, my perception of Danny White is he's putting on a show very much like the pros do for this game, and I think there's something missing there. I've heard people talk about, sprinkled in on your post-game show, talking about the fans. I've been at every one of the games. The fans have showed up. I mean, it was rainy. The first game of the year was rainy. It all day. It didn't so much rain during the game as much, but it was just swampy. There have been games that were cold. There have been games that were miserably hot. There have been some bad football. There have been some stupid plays, missed field goals. No, this means something. And man, I'm not Jack Crowing him. But I don't care if Andy's 11-0. Yeah. Going to be the number one. You do not lose to Vanderbilt, period.
No.
And you certainly don't lose to him in Neyland Stadium.
No.
I don't care if Diego Pavia and the whole family's there lined up. You don't lose to them.
No. I don't care if the mother's like in the end zone hugging the goalpost.
No.
Here's the deal, Sink. Let's just call this what it is, because Bino said it the other day. The reality is, if you lose to Vanderbilt, that means you've lost 3 games in your building. That's a sign,
in your
Josh
home
Heupel,
building,
that your program has slipped. You lose to them, these people can get on me all they want about, because I said earlier in the show, here's the deal with us. We don't have a quality win this year. People are mad at me for saying that. I'm sorry, I didn't do it. Okay? Now, look, we should have won the Georgia game, and that would be for a playoff spot if we'd have won the Georgia game, or maybe us or Vandy would get left at home this week because the rest of our schedule outside of the games of consequence we played was awful.
Right.
It was awful.
Tony,
I didn't do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't
No,
do
you
it.
didn't.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
People are mad. They said, well, you're moving the bar. I'm not moving any bar. That was an awful schedule we just played. An awful schedule.
Tony, this would be a dream bowl matchup for me. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. What do you think the chances are that USC and Tennessee could possibly meet in a bowl matchup this year? Because both offenses, man, that would just be a dream matchup. And
Tennessee
see what
and USC?
could,
I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to ask Brian Hartman that. And I hope I want to get to a New Year's Day bowl game or one of those games of that repute. But look, you don't beat Vanderbilt. You don't have a win over a team that can play. Dead in the Western. You lose 3 of your 5 home games, and one of them's at Vanderbilt. And I'm with Sean. I'm afraid of this game. I'm not going to tell you in the microphone what I think's going to happen. I'm not going to say it. I'm afraid of this game because I don't trust our defense. But I'm going to tell you something. Even at that, you do not lose to these guys in this spot, in that building, Danny White, charging the prices you're charging. Because people are going to want to take those bricks that you're wanting them to buy, and they're going to start throwing them at you. I mean, that would be some clown show stuff, Cinco, if they lost this game. Our fans, I've been here for 30 years doing this. I know what freaks people out here. Our fans are going to be in full freak-out mode if we lose that game Saturday.
Yeah, but we're not going to, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. No, because you can't lose that game. Hello and welcome in. And Nick, I got a couple people in here talking smack in the chat from Vandy. And that's more power to you. You enjoy your moment in the sun. You guys are relevant for about a week.
Well, tell the Vandy people that Josh Elander is going to do the exact same thing that Vitello did to Corbin. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Back to the phone. I'm doing the DX to those people for Matt Dixon. He can go back and watch it. Oh, hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony, you guys are stressing out.
What does that mean?
That means just exactly what it says.
Nobody's
You're stressing out.
No, we're saying that you guys are a scheduled win. And better be a scheduled win this year. That's what we're saying.
Well, everybody's got the right to their opinion. So Saturday will determine what goes on, and we'll figure out who wins and who loses, and that's just sort of the way it is. So I will agree with you about this. If you do lose on your field, the seat for those two gentlemen that you were talking about earlier is going to get so hot that I got a feeling it might behoove both of them to find other employment.
I would think that both of those guys are going to wake up in a new reality, or as I've been saying, a new Bugatti. They're going to wake up in a new Bugatti, but that ain't going to happen, Joe, because here's the truth. You guys don't win games like this, and you know that. You're going to know your role.
You're
going to lay right in the middle of the stadium.
You may find out different.
You're going to lay right in the middle of the stadium, and you're going to do the J to the O to the B. You guys are going to know how, seriously, every flaw. You might even see, a game might be over before kickoff. You guys might be laying there to watch the flyover after we beat you up pregame, because I think there's going to be a fight pregame in this game.
Well, there may very well be, or at least at least I wouldn't be surprised if somebody doesn't try to start a fight.
I think that's right, Cinco. I want a pregame fight. Yes or no, Cinco?
Hanson triplet style.
Yep. Like that one year, Jerry DiNardo's team wanted to fight at the national anthem. That's right, Cinco.
The thing about it is this.
Yeah.
this is the reason why I think we've got the advantage Saturday.
All right.
We've been in your head all year.
Oh boy.
And we're playing with house money.
No, you got more pressure on us than we do.
We're playing. I'm telling you,
Joe, you're playing for a playoff berth.
We're playing with house money
Joe,
right now.
you're playing for a playoff berth. You got way more pressure. You guys have never been in this spot.
Yeah, and you thought we'd fold last Saturday, and we didn't do it. I'm telling you, there is, and I'm going to tell you the key. I'm going to tell you the key to the game Saturday.
You guys were good last week, man. Poof.
The key to the game Saturday is going to be the offensive line for Vanderbilt. That's going to be the key to the game.
Their offensive line, their offensive line's very good. Sean, they're very good on both lines. They're a lot different than they were last year. That's the thing you notice when you watch Vanderbilt play this year is they have much more credible physical presence. That's why Bino says we have to play the best game we've played so far this year if we're going to win this game. And I agree with Bino. But I expect that to happen because I think everybody, every man, woman, and child involved in this thing knows that we aren't, just like Rick Rogers said the other day, this ain't going to happen in our building. He told the Pavias that the other day. This ain't happening in our building.
Here's the thing. It may happen and it may not.
And we're also going to.
But let me
this
say
Hobbs guy is going to roll a Hobbs nail boot into your quarterback.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, Sunday I listened to Will Overstreet say
Oversheep.
Somebody, yeah, Overstreet.
Who's listening to us right now? I love.
He was
Oversheep.
on the boob tube.
I love the
talking about
Oversheep.
that somebody needed to take Pavia out.
Let's go, Willie D. That's old school right there. That's my boy. We used to do games together.
Bounty Gate.
A graduate of the Basilio School of Broadcasting. That's what I want, man. Some old school stuff.
That's why. Look, that's why I'm saying you guys. Do whatever you're going to do.
Let's go, Willie D. A Ron Wright wannabe. How about that? An old school bounty.
I'm ready. Look, if I'm able to, by the way, happy Thanksgiving. I'm ready for pretty much anything.
Vandy Dandy said he saw that. Vandy Dandy 8575 said that he saw what Will Overstreet said. He's corroborating your story.
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, I sat there and listened to it.
What do you think of that, Joe?
I mean, look, all that does is give fuel. That's all it does. It's just like if our guys are saying something to your guys. It just gives fuel.
I love it, Joe.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's for the first time.
Yeah.
For the first time since Whit Taylor was the quarterback at Vanderbilt, both teams are relevant.
Baby, that's what love is all about. Two football
and it's going to be
it's
going to be really interesting to see what happens.
Work
and
it out.
Look,
to keep the fires
I'm
burning.
prepared for anything.
Hey, Joe, I'd prepare for a loss if I were you.
If we lose, we lose.
Well, okay, I'm prepared.
If we win, we win.
Hey, Joe.
That's the difference. You guys have got more pressure on you because if you lose,
prepare.
All hell is going to break
Joe,
loose.
you're walking into
and that's the pressure.
Joe, you're walking into a stadium. It's like the Iron Sheik in '84 when he walked into Madison Square Garden. He knew he was losing that match against the Hulkster. That night Hulkamania was born. Joe, thank you. Take a breath. You're out of here. And Will Overstreet, who I refer to as Oversheep, who I love. Hey, Willie, my best to you and Jen and your family. And I really hope you said that because I kind of love you. And I'll never forget Seth Reagan's incredible stories about your bowl trips. May those stories live on forever. Jay Quit 45 says Pavia Cinco will piss his pants by the end of the first quarter. Do you agree? Maybe when he takes the field.
I want to rip the kid, but he's the thing I like about him, and I noticed this with at the Vanderbilt game.
Yeah,
when he got humbled and he was walking off the field, and the rest of the Alabama, which I thought was unbecoming, the adult Alabama fans were ripping him and cussing and everything. I think Pavia has a way of getting into people's head, playing the game, popping promos on people. But I do think it doesn't affect his play much. I think he can play within himself, even though he's a very, someone said Doug Flutie, loose-like. I do think it. I don't think he's going to freak out. I don't think it's going to rattle him at all.
Dirty Doug Flutie, Trust Lawless. We got some Vandy fans in here. This thing grows.
But I will say this:
Pavia ain't scared of Neyland Stadium.
If you hit him, he's not the same player. That showed up last year.
If you hit any player, you hit any quarterback,
that's right.
They're not the same. You hit Peyton Manning, he wasn't the same.
Well, that's true.
Right? You hit any of them. That's one of Watson's adages. And the other thing is, Sean, in Neyland Stadium, for some reason, we have not been clean in these games that matter. That's a concern of mine.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, when I hear Joshy Boy, I was really impressed with the way the Vols went down there and took care of business.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know which Florida. I mean, you talk about people moving the cheese. Now all of a sudden, we played the Florida team that couldn't show up against Kentucky. We didn't play the Florida team the week before, the one that took down Texas. We we won by this, but we were playing the loser team that gave. Okay, great,
whatever.
Nonetheless, yeah, exactly. But nonetheless, they went down there and played a solid, complete game. Defense played well. Florida still has as much talent as we do on paper.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's a world beating or program changing thing, but they did. And you know what? Vandy is so much older than us on that roster. They play like that. They don't make a lot of mistakes, and that's indicative of their experience. I think we're coming out of that, and I think that not to sheep it up, but I think we'll play like what Coach Brown said. I think we'll play our best game this week. And I think Joey's gonna throw it all over the yard.
Shine like the sun in the middle of the day, because traffic getting thick down on Cumberland Way. Listen, I want to thank SCA and Sinclair DDSBO from Maryville. Look, we'd stay here all day and talk, and they're gonna grind me into the ground. And I'm doing a little thing with Billy Derrick over on his YouTube page. I'll link to it on our blog on Friday, but I'm getting ready to lay it down with him. But Bam called the jokers, and we're laying it down. So I want to remind you that my friends at VIP Play, full day tomorrow, Thanksgiving. Lane Kiffin props. Cinco, what's Lane do? What do you got on Lane Kiffin, Cinco?
I don't think he's going to Florida. I think the LSU thing is interesting. But that cat, it wouldn't surprise me if he stays at Ole Miss.
He's a really mercurial, odd dude. Yep. Get some action over at VIP Play. $20, you bet. You get $100 in bonus bets instantly. Willie was telling me, so Tony, there's a lot of people using that promo code TN Tony. I said, Willie, radio gets results. But this show really gets results. So go claim, ladies and gentlemen, your VIP Play welcome bonus. The promo code is TN Tony. That's me. That's what my family calls me. Live always, 200-plus leagues, numerous bet types. Well, I don't know what they call me behind my back, but that's cute. Live always, 200-plus leagues, numerous bet types, props, options. If you have a bet in mind, you can't find it, they'll be glad to put it together for you if it's compliant in the state. Cinco, they're referring to this new coach at Arkansas, Golish, as the Russian boar in honor of Ivan Koloff. Cinco, what do you think of that?
That's fantastic. I love that. They're so clever.
Gambling problem, 800-889-9789. 21 and over, located in the state of Tennessee to place a bet. Yeah, in case you haven't heard, the Russian Boar is the new head coach
Are they
at
spelling
Arkansas.
that B-O-R-E or B-O-A-R?
I think it's, I don't know. It's got to be B-O, let me think. Boring. B-O-R-E.
There you go.
Okay, so on the way out, Alan Ward reporting that Lane Kiffin closed on a house in Baton Rouge yesterday. From the Alan Ward Bureau. Shout out, Alan. Hey, Sink, I love you. I appreciate you. You're incredible.
Tony, on this Thanksgiving, I am very thankful for you, the opportunity that you've given me to be part of this dysfunction, and congratulations to you on almost another year of being a privateer and just kicking ass.
Thank you, baby. I am a private. I'm not from New Orleans, but we do grind here. We will be live with you on Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime, as soon as tonight's festivities come to a close. Probably 9 or so Eastern time. Probably 9 or so Eastern time. East 10 said I'm behind on the show, but did he say he's here in Garner to Auburn? Yeah, I'm hearing that that's going to happen, or they expect that to happen. I mean, I don't know whether it happens or not, but I'm hearing they're expecting that to happen. Kind of like I thought the special teams coach was going to move on last year. You know, this is a time of the year where you start hearing some things. There's some wish casting out there that maybe Tim Banks goes to Virginia Tech. Hey, Vandy fan. All 45 of you in your fan base. It's fun to wish and to hope and to dream and to visualize it till you can touch it and feel it. But it's another thing to walk into My Neyland Stadium and do it. And I want you to think about that while you're enjoying your tryptophan, when you doze off, after eating your third plate in your luxury home that you're in, with your brie and your cheese, and your fancy cakes and your pies. And know one thing. That Saturday, you're going to get a full-throated dose peace. I love you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. I love you. All right, so if you missed any of today's festivities, we're going to run them back for you. Because why not? I mean, what else do we have better to do? Today's show was kind of incredible, if you ask me. Let's see here. I will be doing something with the great Billy Derrick here in about 15, but it won't be televised. I think he's going to edit it. Do you think he's going to, like, do one of those things that we used to do when we had morning radio in our building, and Eric Zane made Ted Koppel say one time, he had, not Ted Koppel, Who was the guy with the deep voice at ABC, y'all? During the time of Ted Koppel. He looked like Dr. Spock. He was on ABC. Sam Donaldson, maybe. He had the real deep voice. They interviewed him, and he had Sam Donaldson at the end. They edited his voice, and it said, "I like to play with myself. I like to." The things that stay with you in your radio career. Madonna marron. Love you. See you tonight. You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word.